tomorrow. All right, I'm going to move up and have Sean Hopkins give the regional PDP update, giving a summary of activities in the other RIRs.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Very nice. My name is Sean Hopkins. I'm ARIN's policy analyst. I try to make sure the AC and staff have everything they need to help facilitate the policy development process that Dan spoke to just now. Part of that role is kind of keeping an eye on some proposals and discussions that are happening outside our region for whatever benefit they might have for the AC and for you folks. This presentation gives you a bit of an insight into these discussions, and later in the meeting we'll have some of our colleagues from the other RIRs come up and give presentations that are a little more comprehensive of what's going on in their respective regions. We're also blessed, and if I could have them raise their hands, to have some policy officers from other RIRs here. Giannina, Marco, Ernest. All right, and they'll be happy to get wonky with you if you have a few more granular questions. With that, let's get started. All right, RIPE NCC. So 2015-4 and 2016-5 have actually recently been accepted and are currently being implemented by staff. 2016-4 is still under discussion. If it's accepted, it results in provider-independent V6 requests still being able to go through if they've got sub-assignments that are less than a 64. A lot of folks that have requests in for them have /28s or other smaller prefixes in their addressing plans. LACNIC, press hard. All right. You'll notice two of these proposals here have the same title. 2016-5 actually creates new V6 allocation policy for LIRs that aren't strictly ISPs, like governments, universities, etc. 2016-7, on the other hand, just modifies initial policy. They're also dealing with a one-way inter-RIR transfer proposal in their region. Currently, the reciprocity requirement that Dan just spoke to excludes ARIN from that at this time. APNIC. There's a couple of props here dealing with proper management of the last /8 pool. Prop 116 keeps orgs from transferring space that they initially got out of that pool, and 117 ensures that any return space that originated from that pool finds its way back in. AFRINIC. They're also actually heavily discussing an inbound transfer policy that, because of the reciprocity requirement, excludes ARIN at this time. But they're also dealing with the fact that they've triggered phase 1 of their exhaustion and they need to figure out soft landing. And they're looking at modifications made to some older soft landing policies. Just a few other points to touch on. APNIC is looking into a proposal that's revising their SIG chair election procedures. AFRINIC is in a whirlwind of discussion about amendments to their older soft landing policies. RIPE's got a few withdrawn proposals, one of which deals with banning final /8 space transfers. And LACNIC actually triggered their final phase of exhaustion a couple months back. There's some references if you guys want to dig a little deeper, and feel free to find our other RIR colleagues if you have global questions, and if you have any for me, you can find me wherever there's caffeine. Any questions? Lovely. Thank you.